Deep in the heart of Mexico's high desert, a line of men on horseback snakes its way through backcountry trails and small towns. What drives them forward? The legend of Nicolás Garcia, a young Mexican cowboy who was racked with several illnesses he was told were fatal back in 1954. Convinced he was about to die, he made one last desperate appeal for help to a higher power. He mounted his horse and climbed a 9,000-foot mountain called Cubilete in his native Guanajuato state to pray at the feet of Cristo Rey, Christ the King, a 75-foot-high statue of Jesus Christ. He asked for one more year of life. Nicolás Garcia died a few years ago, well into his 80s, and what started as one man's horseback quest to ask for a miracle has blossomed into the Cabalgata of Cristo Rey, a yearly pilgrimage of thousands of Mexican cowboys, each with a personal reason for riding 3 hard days and over 80 miles across the parched landscape to this mountaintop shrine. "69-year-old rancher José Reyes Morín Ruiz, known affectionately among the cowboys as Don Reyes, has ridden in every single cabalgata for the last 53 years and has been one of its leaders for 35 of those years. He is charged with maintaining order on the trail.
I order the leaders to get the line organized, and so then I move along the side to see how we're coming along. And I remind the leaders that they have that job to do.
In a Mexico that is becoming increasingly urban, smaller rural communities have seen traditions like the cabalgata vanish. For these pilgrims, many of whom tend livestock and do ranch work on the farms of Guanajuato, the journey is not merely an expression of faith, it anchors them to the past.
Que quitas el pecado del mundo, ten piedad de nosotros.
For Don Reyes, it's about passing on the tradition to the younger cowboys.
It's very important because it's an example that we're setting as older men, you know. I got it from my grandfather and from my father. So now I'm passing on that faith, that devotion to the new generation so that it doesn't end.
As the morning progresses, more and more riders join the procession, which winds in and out from roadways to the backcountry and across streams, where they stop to relax a bit and let their horses get some precious water. Their numbers swell as they snake over the barren hills, down steep hot roadways, and through the streets of small towns, where the riders toss candy to children as they pass, in remembrance of the gifts given by the 3 Magi to the infant Jesus. Later that day, the cowboys stop for the night at a small village, where they can resupply and tend to their horses. On the second day of the ride, most of the trails cut through the dusty countryside. The cowboys stop briefly for a mass at the foot of the Cubilete mountain to ask for the strength and fortitude it will take for them to make it up the steep switchback trails to the top. This is the most brutal part of the pilgrimage for both man and horse. Don Reyes says that at this point, it is only their faith that keeps the men moving.
We just keep going. We have devotion. With devotion, we give thanks to Cristo Rey and to see and carry baby Jesus from the mountain. That's the most important part. But it's the faith that we have, the faith.
On the third morning, the cowboys grab a quick breakfast at the stands on the top of the mountain. Some head up to the Christ the King statue on foot for private prayers. It is around this statue, famous for its expressive hands that seem to beckon everyone, that the thousands of cowboys will ride this morning, just as the three wise men are supposed to have ridden to the manger in Bethlehem on this day roughly 2,000 years ago. Now the cast of characters has grown to include an embodiment of Pancho Villa himself with his magnificently carved saddle horn, as well as the three kings, the Holy Family, and a full complement of angels. The cowboys gather further down the mountain for one last mass, the culmination of the Cabalgata. For Don Reyes, the pilgrimage restores and strengthens his faith and his will to go on.
Well, the Cabalgata is very important because it's an expression of gratitude for the life that God has given us.
Cabalgadores, viva Cristo Rey!
Riders, long live Cristo Rey! He shall live in my heart, my home, and my country.